Greetings. This is a film done by request. And like all films, as of late, it requires a bit of what they call backstory, even further back than just about this. Because what we're talking about is the unconscious mind and the power of deep psychology. And it goes all the way back to the traditions of the mysteries, and it's something that Sigmund Freud picked up on, and his nephew, who was Mr. Subliminal here in the U.S., and it continues. And these sort of well-meaning, sweet little counselors and folks are not really the ones who grasp it entirely. The real people who really, truly understand deep psychology are on Madison Avenue and in other places like that. And so this is something coming out of Madison Avenue, I would assume. Very much indeed. It has a sort of 70s look to it, doesn't it? Or 60s look. You know, I'm focusing on it because I'm wondering what does it represent to you? What is it? It's a naked man. It's a naked man on a rock. Does he look perplexed? What is this symbolizing to you? What is that nakedness? Is it vulnerability? You know, what is that in a deep sense? Is it something to be hunted? And then here above we've got a bubble with sort of question marks. It says needs some answers. So, you know, and it's got all of the, what shall we say, alphabet soup there. And then down here it says call the Client Assistance Program. Okay, so it's basically saying that you're going to go from this state of confusion of needing answers to, you know, you're the little rat. You just hit the right button, and now you are going to receive the answers. You're going to receive the wisdom. And so now it says what is CAP, and it says it's advocacy. And advocacy is such a strong word because it means someone who is on your side. Someone on your side. I mean, this is just great. And it's being put out here, you know, it's a by the government sort of thing. It's going to help problems. It's going to give you information. They're going to give you individualized services, including assistance, just, you know, really anything at all. If you have any questions about vocational rehabilitation services, call us as well. And I did, because I went in there as a former Wall Street employee and someone who had their own publishing company, school teacher et al. In various states, and was told that I needed to go to workforce or something like that. One of those strange double names, strange, what kind of entendre, what are they like telling us there? And see, they even have the TTY there. And it's this 800 number. And so I called the 800 number, and there was there was a you know, and here once again, here's another, you know, piece of deep psychology insight I'd forgotten about. The bug-eyed woman who's suddenly smiling, you know, and she's now clothed, you know, she's all happy. And here they give it to you again. They give you the same number again. So they gave it to you here, right here on the first flap in, and then they give it to you here on the second flap in. So, you know, they're really giving it to you here. Sorry about that. All right, sounds good. Who do I call? It also has a number if you are in Seattle or if you can possibly afford to do the long distance. So it has that as well. Then smaller, it's got the contact us through our website, which is sort of a little bit smaller. And that's kind of another story for another day. We're starting with this. And, you know, it's weird because, yeah, I've talked to other people who've received this. I decided to walk around the street one day with this pamphlet and say to other people, did you ever get one of these ever? And everyone had. And it was really strange. Everyone had the same story. Everyone had called the number. No one had ever received a call back. It even has a really mean trick where it says, for an emergency, dial, you know, blah, blah. And then, you know, I tried it once. You know, I thought, oh, that's rude. But finally I was like, they're not ever calling back. So I pressed the urgent button, and they never, ever called me back. And so here are people that are receiving, let's look here on the back, who are receiving federal government funding, and they don't even answer their phones or call you back. But you know, so the story's two-sided. We've got them, and they've got all this money. And see, they've got this cheesy little thing where they've got a fake braille thing, as if a blind person can even see that or whatever. They've got this little hand thing. They've got like a little YouTube out where they've got a guy doing the hand thing. They've got this sign. I'm starting to wonder what that means. And then they've got this. They've got this. Okay. And that's what they've got. And then you've got the other end, which is the people that are being tortured, that are being left out on the streets, and that have absolutely nothing. And here are these people getting all of this funding. They can't even bother to have someone answer the phone. And so you know, as I'm walking around, and I'd almost like to do a film about this, there were people telling me about suicides, of people who just felt so completely down and out after feeling like they're so unimportant that even the place with the 800 numbers slapped all over it didn't call them back. This was pressed into my hands